I just want to show you how to put the liquid nitrogen into a cold trap. You have a funnel here that you can use. Basically, you just pour your liquid nitrogen in. Okay, let's top it off. Alright, here's your valve for controlling your high vacuum and roughing. Right now you can see the high vac valve is up. It's up about an inch. Lower section here, you can see it's moving up and down. You can adjust the pumping speed by adjusting this. And you go to backing, and at that point the valve is completely closed. Okay, let me slowly open that again. Up here is your Pirani gauge, reads your roughing vacuum or your 4-line vacuum. Here's your penning gauge, that's reading the high vacuum. As you can see here, we're in the low 6 range, almost going into the 7 range at this point. Here we have a rotary pump on, which is your backing pump, or roughing pump, and we have our diffusion pump, which is on here. Now the diffusion pump has to be cooled, so we have a house chiller here that we're using right now, and these 2 yellow lines going in are used to cool the diffusion pump. Just open the front panel real quick and you can take a look inside. Edwards 8, that's our roughing pump and backing pump for the diffusion pump, and up in here is our diffusion. And there's our transformer down here. It's just an LT. Oh, and the exhaust for the pump comes out over here, so you would need to have an exhaust line hooked up on the side here, just above the 2 water lines. Close this up and we'll do an evaporation. Okay, we have a LT selector. It's a low power transformer, so we have selections for 2 10 volts and 2 30 volts. As of now, this is just connected up with the front evaporator is on 1, 10 volts, and the rear carbon evaporator is on channel number 2, so selector number 2. So what I'll do is I'll do number 1 and we'll see, oh, just one other thing here too. Here's our shutter control. Let's just move this slightly out of the way. You can see there's a shutter in there. You can see it moving back and forth. So I'll block the front, and what I'm going to do is I'll turn on the front evaporator using selector 1. See, the orange light is on for the LT, and I'm going to increase the current. You see it glowing inside? Stop this. Okay, you can see the element warming up at this point, and then you can move your shutter over, and it's going to evaporate down because of the shielding that's on it. Previous to this, I had some gold in there, and you can see where the gold was deposited on the glass slide. But for demonstration purposes, I'm just showing you that the filament is getting hot. At this point, the material will evaporate, whatever you have inside that basket. Okay, I'll bring that down and I'll show you how to do the carbon deposition. Let's move that out of the way. And use selector number 2 here, which is going to now put the power, the current through the back carbon fixturing set up in the back. You'll see that light up. At this point, I'll just bring the power up. We're somewhere around over 60 to 70 amps. See, it gets pretty bright, but we're now evaporating the carbon rods that are in the back fixture. And just using the knob, I'll bring the current down and we'll shut it off. So that's how you would do your depositions or your evaporations. Alright, I took the protective cover off. At this point, what we want to do is we're going to close the high back valve, bringing it over to backing. And at this point, we can hit the air admit. Now you can see the penning gauge automatically shut off. The Piranha gauge is now reading just the 4-line pressure of the diffusion pump. So we'll give it a little time to evacuate back up to atmosphere. Stop it. Take the valve guard off, I don't want to hold it. I could slowly push on the valve guard, you can see it's loose, so I'm going to shut the air admit off. I'm going to lift the valve jar up and off of the chamber. As you can see, this is the carbon rods in here. And I'll just take this shielding off so you can see the filament that I have on there. See your shutter. Oops. This out of the way. You see the shutter moving. And we just chose to use this type of filament right now. I did have some gold wire in there that I evaporated. You can see the gold deposited here. Here's our platform that you would place your work to be deposited onto. A glass slide with a little bit of gold on it.